Hello, wonderful lovers of dynamic series. I want to welcome you to another exciting, wonderful, interesting episode of dynamic series today. I want to ask you all, how have you been, my darling, my super wonderful audience? I've missed you all, and I want to wish you a happy new month. Yeah, it's April, it's my birth month. Yeah, and you can see for this video I'm giving you special, African way, like I'm trying to rock my cornrows. I'm really feeling myself. So today I've come with another exciting, wonderful, interesting topic or gist. But before we get to the business of the day, as usual, I would love to say thank you to every of my returning subscriber, every one of you that have subscribed, and you're always being your girl back to back. It is you people that are giving me encouragement though. It's not easy, but thank you. And for those of you who are viewing me for the first time, if this is the first time you're coming to dynamic series, this is the first time of you seeing this beautiful face and you love what you see, this is a home where to be. We talk about interesting gist, lifestyle, anything that is good and will help you to grow and develop in every area of your life. So if you like what you're watching, I want you to kindly do me a favor. There's a subscribe button below this video. Kindly click on the subscribe button so that once your girl drops a new video every week, you get to see and you get notified. So that is it. So let's get to the business of the day. Today I have something very, very touching, very sensitive, and it cuts across every home. There is no one that this particular topic does not apply to. So today we'll be talking about parent-child preference. Let me break it down. I like too much of grammar. Okay, what we're talking about parent favorite or parent favoritism or parent favorism or parent playing favorite. So that is one thing that's been it's been a topic that's been on my mind all this while, but I was really taking my time to observe different homes, different places I've been to, see the way parents handle their kids, friends who are parents already. I also have been giving back to my parents and the likes. So I observed that there are some things that is really happening in family and homes, especially when it comes to issue of favoritism or favorism or parents having a favorite child. So let me begin by saying that parent-child preference or parent playing favoritism would always exist. You cannot rule it out. I'm not justifying that it is actually right. So as long as you can always make a choice, the same way men, when it comes to football, they have their own football club. You can hear men saying, okay, I'm a Barcelona fan, I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm a Man U fan. I personally am a Barcelona fan, and no matter, even when we are going through relegation, I still support my, so there in everyday life there would always be issue of you having a favorite person, favorite sport, favorite shoe, favorite thing. And these two also apply to parents. There will always be issue of parents having a favorite child or one thing or the other. So this particular video, let's talk about why do parents favor one child than the other. Why do parents like one particular child, or they are being drawn, or they are close to one particular child than the other? Let's talk about that. Subsequent video, we'll talk about the effect and the way to prevent it. So according to one family therapist, which I tend to go through his work and see some of his research that is done, Mitchell Levin, he said something. Let me read it. Permit me to read from my journal. He said it can be very common for parents to like or vibe better with one sibling more than the other. It can be very common. It's something that happens in family. You can say it does not happen in your family, but if you take your time to observe it, some parents will say no, it doesn't happen in their family. They don't like one child than the other. But there are some things that really makes some parents like or prefer one child than the other, and I'll be giving those ones. Why do they prefer one child than the other? Why do parents play favoritism or favorite child or the other? So the first one is there is different child with different need. Take for instance a child that is depressed or has anxiety, or is always gloomy, the person is always on their own, the child is always on their own. At times this might make parents to pay more attention to this kind of child, to be able to get to the root of what is happening. You know, if you have a, God forbid, we have a child, if you have a child that is going through depression or anxiety, or the child is not always happy, you want to pay more attention to that child to ensure that, okay, you give this child what the child wants, you pay attention to the child's needs and all. And this can actually hampers or affect the relationship you have with other children, because if other children do not pay attention, they could feel, okay, mommy loves this person than the other, mommy love that person than me or the other, or another thing like that. Or probably you are trying to buy a gift for that particular child just to, you know, make the child happy, to come out, to express his or herself. But while you are doing all this, the other children, the way they perceive it, the way they see it, is always about the perspective at which each other children or the other children sees it. The way they sees it, the way they look at it, they might feel maybe mommy is not too good, mommy likes this person than me, mommy prefer this child than me, or daddy and mommy love this person than I do, that they love me, or they tend to attend to this person's needs more than myself. And it has some effect. We'll talk about that too. So that is one. A different child happens to require different needs. So there are times when parents will pay more attention to a particular child, maybe because of some other reasons. I've given one example: depression, or a child going through depression or anxiety, or a child that is not always happy. That is one. The second one is medical concerns, or if medical concerns, if there are medical concerns, that's the second reason. If a child has some medical condition and it requires the parent to, you know, they want to focus attention on that child to ensure that, okay, you take your medication regularly, you go for your treatment, to ensure if things are working, they pay attention and all of those things. So there are times that can also cause parents focusing attention on one child than the other. The third one is child sharing some interest or same interest with parents versus different interests. You know, interest, the same interest or different interest. That is the third point, the third reason why parents can prefer a child than the other. Imagine a father who loves to watch football, and there is a daughter or probably a son that loves football as well. There will always be a kind of connection. Both of them will always talk. You know, there's always reason for them to talk in the house, to argue about football, about this player or the other. Okay, this particular football club buying this player or not buying that one. Okay, this player he has injury. No, there's always things to talk about. So if a father and a son, or a father and a particular daughter have the same area of interest, or probably they study the same field, or probably they love the same subject, it could bring them closer together, and they tend to talk more, they have more to share. So the child that is not so close to the father, or does not have much things to talk about with the father, can feel, okay, I think daddy favors my sister more than he favors me, or mommy favors my brother more than he favors me. And the fourth thing, another thing that I think causes it, why parents favors one child and the other, is I think there's always a synchronization, or let me say, there's always a smooth relationship between opposite sex. You can see the mother, they are kind of more closer to their male child, and the father kind of more closer to their female child. I'm not saying this is generic, but at least to a larger extent, there's always something like that. So the relationship tends to be smooth when the distance, the difference between when the sex is different. You know, father and daughter relationship, very kind of close and all. So there are several reasons. What I'm trying to say is this particular topic is something that is very sensitive, but I don't want us to approach it from the side that, okay, it is not, we know it is not good, but let us dive deep and understand why some parents do it, and from there we'll be able to let them see the effect of it has on other children, and then we can actually now talk about how to prevent it. So this particular video is talking about the reason, and there are some parents, the fifth one is some parents are just careless on their own. Like they are just careless, like they do not just care. They prefer one child and the other, and they keep showing this. Even when you call their attention to it, they just ignore or they deny it. So that's another thing. Some parents actually do it and they ignore and they just deny it. They say they don't do it. Some do not even care. That's another reason why parents favor one child and the other. So in the subsequent video, we'll be talking about what are the effects it's going to have on children and how to prevent it. So till then, I want you to take good care of yourself. I want you to enjoy yourself. I want you to please tell you to ensure to share this video with a lot of people, because it is a topic that is very sensitive, so that people can participate and they can share it within their community and people can learn from it. So thank you. Bye.